Helping others. In a quiet mountain village named Amara, nestled between lush hills and silver streams, lived a young boy named Arin. Arin was curious and bright, always asking questions and exploring the woods near his home. His mother, Lena, was a school teacher who had taught him from a young age that kindness wasn't just about being polite, it was about truly helping others, even when it was hard. When Arin was 10, a terrible storm swept through Amara. The river swelled, trees snapped like matchsticks, and many villagers lost their homes. Arin and his mother helped shelter 3 families in their tiny house. They shared food, blankets, and even Arin's bed. Arin didn't complain. He saw how his small actions brought smiles to tired faces. That night, under the glow of a single candle, his mother whispered, "In every moment of struggle, there's a choice to help or turn away. Helping, even a little, can change someone's world." From that day, Arin carried that belief like a treasure. By the time Arin was 17, he had become known in the village for helping anyone who needed it. He repaired broken roofs, fetched water for elders, helped children with homework, and stayed up late to help the village carpenter finish work. He had big dreams of becoming an engineer, but he never let his ambitions come before people. One day, an old man named Thabo arrived in Amara. He was a quiet stranger with worn-out shoes and eyes like fading embers. People whispered about him. Some said he was cursed. Others said he had been a rich merchant who lost everything. No one knew for sure, and no one wanted to find out. Except Arin. Arin noticed that Thabo often sat alone by the old well, staring into the water. One evening, he approached and offered him warm bread. Thabo accepted it silently. For weeks, Arin would sit with him after school, share stories, and bring him small things: a book, some fruit, a new coat. Slowly, Thabo began to speak. He told Arin that he had once been a wealthy trader, but during a long journey, he had been robbed, and in shame, he never returned to his family. He wandered for years, believing himself useless. Arin listened not with pity, but with respect. Then one day, Arin surprised him. "Would you help me build a water wheel? We could use it to irrigate the village farm." Thabo looked stunned. "Why would you ask me?" "Because I believe you still have so much to give," Arin replied. Together, they built the water wheel. At first, villagers watched skeptically, but when the water wheel started spinning and helped their crops grow, they changed. They saw the power of trust and second chances. Thabo smiled more. He started teaching carpentry and engineering to village kids, and he never sat alone again. Arin's small act of kindness had not just helped one man, it changed the whole village's heart. Arin eventually won a scholarship to a prestigious university. Before leaving, he visited the village square, now vibrant with the water wheel, gardens, and even a small school that Thabo helped build. At his farewell, Thabo said, "You didn't just help me, Arin. You reminded me who I was, and that's the greatest help anyone could give." Arin looked around at the faces glowing with gratitude and replied, "I just did what my mother taught me. Helping others is how we build a better world." Moral of the story: true help isn't always grand or loud. Sometimes it's a quiet gesture, a belief in someone when they've stopped believing in themselves. And often, when we help others, we don't just lift them, we lift entire communities.